Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, as what just unfolded with Atlas has entirely transformed the landscape. Over the past few weeks, 3 shocking revelations have erupted before us. China unveiled orbital photographs that reveal something profoundly unsettling regarding Atlas. We've also uncovered other commentative objects in the solar system, and we have validated the 10th anomaly, potentially the most significant one yet. We're discussing images that depict structures that shouldn't exist, acceleration that contravenes the laws of physics, and a metallic composition that is exclusively produced in factories on Earth. December is poised to be the pivotal moment in the annals of modern astronomy, and I'm about to clarify why that is. We've recognized the presence of Comet C 2025 V1, with its perihelion anticipated in mid-November, displaying brightness and activity akin to other recent finds. This entity, currently classified as a comparative comet, complicates our observational landscape even further. The incredible discovery occurred at the Margot Observatory located on the Crimean Peninsula. This astronomical revelation quickly caught the attention of the global scientific community and was rapidly authenticated within hours by a collaborative network of astronomers from various countries, including Russia, Japan, Austria, Czech Republic, and Chile. On October 2nd and 3rd, when Atlas narrowly bypassed Mars at only 30 million kilometers, closer than Mars has ever approached Earth in recorded history, Chinese orbiters captured something that defies physical explanation. These images depict an object with an intensely bluish hue, a color more vibrant than any natural comet ought to be, and bluer than objects that should be significantly colder than the sun's surface. It doesn't end there. Distinct lateral structures are visible that challenge our comprehension of how interstellar visitors ought to behave. To grasp the enormity of what we are witnessing, it's essential to understand: cold objects do not emit blue light. This is a fundamental thermodynamic principle. It's like removing an ice cube from the fridge and having it radiate light more intensely than an incandescent bulb. It's simply unfeasible. Now, here's the dilemma that is inciting frustration. Within the scientific community, these images are of low resolution. The high-resolution images from HiRISE, which could definitively clarify this matter and reveal details of just 30 centimeters on Atlas's surface, are mired in government red tape. It's akin to possessing the key to the most vital safe in human history, yet being unable to utilize it due to bureaucratic delays. It's comparable to having a cancer cure locked away because a signature was overlooked. Let's delve into the core of the enigma, the 10th anomaly that could be the most troubling of all. Recall the mysterious acceleration we observed as Atlas passed through perihelion? The final calculations are profoundly troubling. For Atlas to achieve such an acceleration due to natural gas ejection, the well-known rocket effect that all comets exploit, it would need to have shed an unimaginable fraction of its mass. We're discussing over 5.5 billion tons of material expelled in merely 1 month. To put that into perspective, it's as if an entire mountain the size of Mount Everest evaporated in just weeks. This staggering volume of gas would result in a colossal, brilliant, unmistakable cloud that would be visible throughout the solar system. It would be impossible for our telescopes to overlook. It's analogous to trying to conceal a gigantic fireworks display in an open field during the daytime. Yet, this cloud does not exist. It is simply absent. It's as though a massive rocket was launched in space without visible fuel, without detectable exhaust, and without any evidence of the process that ought to be creating the thrust. Basic physics is being upended before our eyes. Dr. Avi Low conducted calculations using conservation of momentum, one of the universe's most fundamental laws, and arrived at a disconcerting conclusion. For this object to accelerate in this manner without showing the requisite cloud of expelled material, we must consider that the acceleration originates from something that does not involve significant mass loss. But what could propel a 33 billion-ton object without ejecting detectable material? The unsettling answer points to some form of advanced propulsion system, or something entirely unknown. Now, we turn to the most concerning discovery of all. The composition of Atlas defies our existing knowledge of how celestial objects form in space. Spectroscopic analyses indicated that Atlas possesses a nickel-to-iron ratio typical of metal alloys produced through industrial processes here on Earth. I'm not exaggerating. This is essentially the chemical fingerprint of advanced metallurgical refinements. For context, in nature, nickel and iron are inseparably linked companions. They form together in the cores of massive stars during nucleosynthesis, journey together across the interstellar medium for billions of years, and condense together during planet, asteroid, and comet formation. The only known exception to this universal principle occurs in industrial nickel refinement processes, involving electrolysis, chemical separation at controlled temperatures, and metallurgical refining that demands advanced technology and substantial energy. On Earth, isolating nickel from iron in this manner necessitates entire factories, specialized furnaces, and complex chemical procedures. This simply does not happen in the natural universe. It's like uncovering a fully functional smartphone buried in geological layers from 100 million years ago. While it's possible to devise intricate, natural explanations, the most straightforward explanation is glaringly apparent. Furthermore, Atlas is only 4% water by mass. Comets are often regarded as dirty snowballs, typically comprising 80–90% water ice. Atlas is drier than many of Earth's deserts. It's as if you found an iceberg that is 96% solid rock. But we aren't done exploring the anomalies. Atlas displayed an utterly unique light polarization pattern, a signature optical fingerprint never observed in any known natural object. When sunlight strikes Atlas and reflects back, it exhibits extreme negative polarization that corresponds with no known cometary material, including Comet Boris, which we know to be entirely natural. It's as if Atlas is twisting light in a manner that recognized natural materials simply cannot. The only parallels we can draw are with certain artificial materials that have very specific crystalline structures. And how can we overlook the incredibly suspicious timing of all these events? Atlas arrived with surgical precision, passing near Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, in a perfectly orchestrated sequence, yet remained completely invisible from Earth during the crucial perihelion phase. The odds of this temporal sequence occurring by mere chance stand at a staggering 0.005%, or 1 in 100,000. It's like throwing 3 darts simultaneously and hitting 3 distinct targets, while a fourth person turns their back at the exact moment. Moreover, Atlas originated from the same direction as the famed WOA signal of 1977, the mysterious radio signal many consider the best evidence for extraterrestrial communication ever detected. The precision of direction is staggering. It's as if 2 events nearly 50 years apart are aiming at the same cosmic destination. Mark December 19, 2025 on your calendars, for this date could alter human history forever. Atlas will come as close as 167 million miles to Earth, and all the most powerful telescopes on the planet will be focused on it. The James Webb Space Telescope, the most sensitive instrument ever constructed by humanity, Hubble, and numerous ground-based observatories coordinating simultaneous observations. The test ahead is devastatingly straightforward. If Atlas indeed lost 5.5 billion tons of material to achieve its mysterious acceleration, that cloud must be present. It's not negotiable. It's not a matter of uncertainty. Physics necessitates its presence. If the Webb detects this substantial cloud, we will confirm that Atlas is the most unusual comet ever discovered, but still a comet at heart. Conventional science endures, albeit needing to expand to account for all the other anomalies. However, if this cloud is not located, if the Webb, with all its unparalleled sensitivity, cannot detect the billions of tons of gas that must be present, then we will be witnessing our first irrefutable evidence of extraterrestrial technology visiting our solar system. Let's briefly recap the 10 documented anomalies that make Atlas stand out in the chronicle of astronomy. A geometrically suspicious trajectory, alignment with the ecliptic plane to an accuracy of 0.2%, an impossible anti-solar jet with a tail, pointing toward the sun, thereby violating fundamental physics. Extreme mass and speed, 1 million times more massive than Oumuamua, yet faster. an uncanny timing sequence of planetary encounters with only a 0.05% chance. Industrial composition characterized by a nickel-iron ratio typical of metallurgical processing. Being exceedingly dry at only 4% water, defying basic comet definitions. Impossible polarization, showing an optical signature never seen in natural objects. Its connection to the WOW signals directional origin corresponding with the best established evidence. It appears bluer than the Sun, a color that violates foundational thermodynamics and acceleration without loss of mass, the new anomaly that disrupts conservation of momentum. Individually, each anomaly could find explanations through exceedingly rare natural processes. However, when 10 anomalies converge within the same entity, the cumulative probability becomes astronomically improbable, essentially impossible by chance. These discoveries have ignited discussions that extend far beyond Atlas. It's a fundamental clash regarding how science should react to anomalies. How much importance should be assigned to improbable explanations, and whether the prospect of uncovering something truly revolutionary warrants the reputational risk of potentially being dramatically mistaken. On one side, we have the scientific establishment asserting that extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence, and that we should favor natural hypotheses regardless of how improbable. On the other side stand scientists like Avi Loeb, advocating that when data fails to conform to established theories, there is a scientific duty to explore alternatives, even those that sound like science fiction. The criticism directed at Loeb centers on his perceived speculation, but his rebuttal is compelling. Science has historically progressed by challenging established concepts. Galileo faced backlash for proposing that Earth revolves around the Sun. Einstein was mocked for his theory of relativity. If we fail to locate the debris cloud that physics necessitates, we will confront a simple yet revolutionary choice. We must either rewrite our fundamental understanding of comet physics to permit massive acceleration without corresponding mass loss, and enormous scientific revelation in its own right, or concede that we are observing technology of extraterrestrial origin, showcasing propulsion capabilities that surpass our present understanding of physics. Both possibilities are groundbreaking and would irrevocably transform our perception of what's feasible in the universe. Physics is unequivocal. Significant acceleration necessitates significant mass loss. If we do not observe the gas cloud that should accompany such mass loss, we are left with just one explanation that aligns with the data. We are mere weeks away from what could potentially be the most consequential discovery in human history. Hundreds of telescopes will be on the lookout for 5.5 billion tons of lost gas. If that gas is absent, we will learn we are not confronting a comet. We will be staring at something far more extraordinary. A piece of technology from another world exhibiting capabilities that challenge our understanding of physics. The truth is just weeks away, and it could surpass our wildest imaginations. Stay tuned, because December might just be the month that separates human history into a before and after, the moment we confirm that we are not alone in the cosmos.